Good morning. As I record this, yesterday was the 100-year anniversary of the Smith brothers when they flew their Vickers Vimy from the UK all the way across to Australia. We had some good celebrations at Darwin Airport on the ground. My friend Michael Smith actually landed his Sea Bear at Darwin to complete his UK to Australia flight. There was a celebration flight around Darwin, which I did record as well. And I want to share all of that with you on this flight as we make our way back home now from Darwin all the way back to Melbourne via a few places. We can't do it in one. Darwin Tower, Echo Yankee Zulu is ready, holding point Zulu, runway 18.
Echo Yankee Zulu, Darwin Tower, line up runway 18.
Line up runway 18, Echo Yankee Zulu. Everything's green, airspeed's coming up on both. 60, 70. Darwin approach, Echo Yankee Zulu, climbing 2000 for Channel Island.
Echo Yankee Zulu, Darwin approach, cadet identified, report level passing.
Passing 900 for 2000, Echo Yankee Zulu.
Echo Yankee Zulu, thanks. And would you like to track via Tyndall for Tennant Creek or direct to Tennant Creek after Channel Island?
Direct Tennant Creek will be great, Echo Yankee Zulu.
Echo Yankee Zulu, roger, expect that shortly. Climb to 3,500.
3,500, Echo Yankee Zulu, thanks. Darwin International Airport put on a really good show yesterday for the 100-year anniversary of the Great Air Race and the Smith brothers arriving. It was really good to play a small part of that doing my Wrigley-Murphy recreation flight on the way up, which you haven't seen those videos, kind of jump back in the playlist and have a look at those first. But arriving in Darwin and being part of the celebrations was really special. Now the first thing that they did when we got there was they had a bit of a get-together, but then Alliance Airlines, who are one of the sponsors of the 100-year air race, they actually had a Fokker 100 aircraft and they did a bit of a celebration flight up and around Darwin.
Welcome aboard, sir.
How are you? Good, thank you.
Good, welcome aboard.
Thank you very much.
Hello, how are you? Master, please refrain from using facilities until the seatbelt sign has been switched off. Ladies and gentlemen, today on this short commemoration flight, we do have a bar service with complimentary drinks.
It was about a 45-minute flight, took us north out of Darwin. I think 12,000 feet was the highest we actually went. Coming back into Darwin, that's when we went low level, and that's when we got these shots out of the aircraft.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, have a look outside. It's a beautiful height, 2,500 feet. There's some great pictures today as we go past Ross Smith Avenue. Hope you get some good photos.
Brilliant flight. Thank you, Alliance Airlines, for inviting me along on that. Oh, they did also have this. You'll like this. They had this celebration beer that they gave out on board. Now, the Smith brothers Vickers Vimy's registration was Golf Echo Alpha Oscar uniform. And there's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek way of referring to the aircraft, G-EAOU. They used to refer it to as God help all of us. And so Alliance Airlines made this pale ale especially for the 100-year celebrations. A delicious pale ale, which will be my celebration when I get back to Melbourne, probably tomorrow. Unless, you know, this flight gets a little bit long and I get bored, in which case I'll just crack. No, CASA, no, obviously. Then once we got down after that Alliance flight, we landed and we had about 5 to 7 minutes between getting down on the ground and Michael Smith, my friend Michael, landing his Sea Bear after his epic flight all the way from the UK to Australia.
Hey, Michael! I've never driven through an airport that quickly before. It's been brilliant, but we've managed to get around to see Michael landing. Now he's coming in, he's being met by security. Not security, he's being met by customs. And once he gets out of the plane, we'll have a quick chat.
We'll find out. G-EAOU probably turn there in 9-2, aren't they?
Michael!
Hey, mate.
A brilliant moment, an amazing achievement. And Michael, I mean, he's been a friend of mine for a while now, so of course I'm biased towards him, but he's one of the most genuine people you'll ever meet. An incredible pilot as well, and he's got a story for every city in the world, it feels like. We had dinner last night in Darwin. It was really brilliant catching up with him. Last time I saw him was when I landed at his airstrip in Victoria. And so after dinner with Michael, I just basically went back to sleep in the room, woke up at 5 o'clock this morning, early start, so I could depart Darwin at 7 o'clock. And yeah, making my way back home now, back home to Melbourne over 2 days. It's about 1,700 miles all the way from one end to the other. It's probably going to take me around 10 hours. So next stop is a familiar one if you saw the trip on the way up, because it was the penultimate stop before Darwin. But you're going to see it again. Next stop, Tennant Creek. Pack some sandwiches for myself. Classic Vegemite sandwich. When you're flying through the outback of Australia, I feel so Australian right now. Okay, strap in, milkshake. We're just on approach to Tennant Creek. You can possibly see by the cameras, the turbulence is back. Tennant Creek traffic, Echo Yankee Zulu turning final, runway 07, full stop, Tennant Creek.
500.
I just did a quick refuel stop at Tennant Creek. Nothing really to film there. I literally put some fuel in and used the facilities. But back now on the road again. I'm choosing the long runway, which is most into wind, because this will be quite a long takeoff roll. And I'm climbing us up high. I'm trying to get us up high. 9,500 would be nice. That'll give us a little bit more of a headwind, but the air should be more stable. Alright, everything's set. Full power. Everything's in the green. Airspeed's increasing on both. 70 knots.
Okay, Yankee Zulu, we can see you there on ADSB, just southeast of Tennant Creek. Can offer flight following, but it'll probably be only for about 10 minutes, because then you'll drop off ADSB again. We won't get you again until you're about 90 miles to run Birdsville, and the other issue we'll have is VHF coverage as well. We're going to lose you not only off ADSB, but we'll lose you off VHF as well.
Understood. Okay, no dramas. Then cancel request for flight following. Echo Yankee Zulu.
Okay, Yankee Zulu. Sorry, we can't help.
I understand. Australia's a big place. That's all right. Echo Yankee Zulu. Up at 9,500 feet now, and I put the oxygen on because I'll show you the density altitude. You can see is 11,800 feet. I thought the oxygen was probably a good idea. So the turbulence is kicking in a bit now. I think any lower than this, all the way down from 9.5 down to the ground, is pretty uncomfortable. The bumps are starting to pick up here at 9.5 as well. I know that further south I go, the better it will get, but that's still not for a good couple of hours. So I'm just deciding at the moment whether I stop at Birdsville or whether I can keep going to Broken Hill. But I'll land at Birdsville, refuel, have a look at the weather and make another decision. Also, just one final thing, this is interesting. Echo Yankee Zulu's getting the exhaust gas temperatures. I've leaned out, but they're going up and down. They're moving around quite a bit. My fuel flow's moving around a little bit as well, despite the fact the mixture is set in the same position and I leaned out for best economy. But that fuel flow's moving around a little bit at the moment, so I'm just monitoring that. Oh geez, we're about halfway to Birdsville now, and as you can see I've got the oxygen on. Yeah, you can probably see there's a few bumps still. There's been turbulence all so far. How long have we been going for? 2 hours. 2 hours in constant turbulence. It's just draining on the body. It's horrible. It's my worst thing about aviation. Stick me in a cloud, I don't mind, but bumps, ongoing turbulence like this is just unforgiving. So I had the autopilot for a bit, had it off for a bit, on for a bit, off for a bit. It's doing a good job of holding it at the moment, but yeah, sometimes I just have to hand fly it through all the bumps. I want to go to Broken Hill, but I do not want to do another 3 hours. Far out. Another 3 hours flying through turbulence like this. I'll be honest with you, I don't like it. It's not fun. This is not a fun flight right now. I know there have been a few on this leg, on this series where I've been saying the turbulence is not fun. I don't want to sound negative about it. I just want to be totally honest with you. I don't want to sit going, yeah, it's no problem, turbulence is fine, whatever. No, turbulence is freaking horrible. So we'll see what happens. I will report back when I get closer to Birdsville and make a plan from there. Okay, wish me luck. That line across the GPS there signifies Queensland. So we're coming into Queensland. The bumps are still here, even in Queensland. I thought I could maybe leave them behind in the Northern Territory, but nope. Bumps are still here in Queensland. But in better news, there's only 40 minutes to go until we get to Birdsville. Hurrah! I really enjoy flying, but I cannot wait to get out this aircraft today. That's all. I'll see you in Birdsville. Birdsville traffic, Echo Yankee Zulu, short final, runway 14, full stop, Birdsville.
Yes, thanks for that, appreciate it, and leave for West Flight Level 150, XC632.
Okay, Echo Yankee Zulu's just parked up over there. Oh, this is Birdsville. It's 41 degrees here. This is hotter than Darwin. I'm just going to go to the local pub to see if they've got a hotel room for the night. If not, we might be sleeping in the plane. Bloody hell, what's that? Okay, Echo Yankee Zulu has her beautiful vertigo covers on. I've just got to put the back on, I'll do that in a second. But look, that's where I'm staying. That's the closest I've stayed to the airport in a hotel on this whole trip. Oh. Birdsville.